Just
Audio jack, baby.
Oh, you did it again.
Just like everything.
God damn it!
You're always talking and running your mouth. What's up, Ryan?
What's going on? Why don't we have an intro for Audio Jack yet?
I just kind of like it like this.
Fair.
I like jumping in the pool with your clothes on.
I like it.
I don't
like
mind
getting thrown in. Like if you get thrown in the pool with your clothes on, or you get pushed like an asshole pushes you, no one likes that.
Right. Yeah. But this is the kind I like, so clearly.
So you didn't mind, like when they did that to you in like with the real world, you were like, "Oh, that's cool. I love jumping." I
don't want to sound any sort of way, but that doesn't happen to me in the real world.
Oh, damn it!
People don't come up and try to shove me into the pool.
Yeah,
because they know I'm going to get out.
I got out too.
Yeah, I know. Right.
Then at that point, I just started taking clothes off. I'm already wet. Let's go.
People push me in the pool. They assume I'm not getting out. unless I can touch.
Oh boy,
I don't know if I should laugh at that. That's like.
How you guys doing?
It's funny
because
I'm black.
Things are good.
I know.
You good?
Yeah, I'm great.
I know you're great.
I'm not as good as you.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, my little baby, my little daughter, my sweetheart is brought to the world.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, this has nothing to do with this podcast, but like I was like, if the Eagles win the Super Bowl, it's because of her. She gets an Eagles onesie homage.
He's been saying this a lot.
I'm just
Nello,
saying.
if you listen to any of our other stuff, you know he's a big Eagles fan.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I also want to thank my man over here for the Super Bowl with Brown, but we all can't win him. Yet. We all can't.
How about,
win him.
You know, hold on. I just wanted to talk about this because it made me laugh. I don't like talking politics, but did we see the clip from the Florida debate last night?
Can we talk politics? Fuck it. It's Audio Jack.
We can talk about whatever we want.
All right.
But
I
he
didn't
was
see
like,
it. I just heard about it.
So basically,
clip.
It goes to Charlie Crist, and they go, and Charlie's like, and I'm going to challenge Ron DeSantis. You're running for governor. Ask him right now. You want to say you're going to be here for the people of Florida in 4 years? And Ron is sitting there not answering because you get your designated time.
But he knew it was coming.
And he knew it was coming. He's like, you want to go and you're not going to be here for the people of Florida. Ask him. He won't tell you. He won't say it. And then Ron just looks at the lady twice because she's telling Charlie, you can't ask the other opponent a question. Only we, the moderators, are asking questions. And then the whole time Ron's going, is it my time to talk? Can I talk
and
back?
And the lady's like,
and
yes,
the lady's like, it's your turn. He goes, okay, I'm going to make this really clear. The only old donkey I'm trying to put out to pasture is Charlie Crist. And everybody's like, oh my God.
Got him.
It's one of those moments, man. There are sometimes like mic drops that you're like, golly. I think that's why a lot of people voted for Trump. I'm not going to say one way or the other about how people feel about him. It doesn't matter. But the reason people voted for him is because they could identify with him. Yeah. Right? To a certain extent.
Because I think, too, was the fact that he wasn't a crooked-ass politician. He didn't need to take from the people.
Let's just take all the politics shit aside.
Yeah.
What I think people will notice is how, like, Ronnie D, Bryce Harpered, like, Charlie Crist, who thought he had the upper hand the whole time. Like, if you look at that video,
he took
even
his
before,
own question,
he's like, yeah, tell them. Because he obviously knows Ronnie's thinking about running, which why not? I don't understand why not. Yeah. He did a great job with Florida. Aside from politics, let's just take it out, like other the politics and anything. I think, he's done a great job with Florida.
What I like is that he's, from my understanding of him, he's brand new to politics. Every politician, Republican, Democrat, Independent, if you've been there more than 10 years, bye. Yeah. Get out. It's the same people. And if you're in your state still talking about all this crap that needs to be improved and you've been in charge for 10 years, get out. It drives me crazy. I'm not saying don't have the election. Even if you win, I'm saying let's term limit all of these people.
Yeah.
Okay, but
the president, the guy who runs the United States, not the most important person. You should know that. Yeah. But very important, the one that we make the big election for, he's only there for 8 years max.
Let's hope this one is only here for 4. Not because I care about the politics by any means, but when you see...
I don't care about the politics either, but the motherfucker fell asleep during an interview with his own folks.
I'm not even worried about that. When you see like world leaders, like there was a tweet out in Twitter world yesterday about like Mohammed bin Salman, the Saudi prince guy, like making fun of him and mocking his coherence and stuff like. Yeah. Let me ask you guys a question. When's the last time you saw any world leader have the nuts to do something like that to a United States president?
in there to his face, or was it on a video?
It was on a video. They were hanging out.
That happened with a lot of people, except for Trump. But then that's one of the things I didn't really know how I felt about that.
But they're making fun of him because of his old age. He's falling asleep.
Yeah.
Like, talking to the rabbit thing.
Yeah.
I mean, falling off of bikes, it is. Good old Sleepy Joe. They don't call him Sleepy Joe for nothing. Like the guy thinks his name's Brandon now. I mean, come on.
That's because a lot of other people keep hammering him about it. So Brandon, who's Brandon?
Here's something I've also recognized isn't a lot of media anymore. It's pretty common policy to show up and just start screaming and yelling at the other opponent while they're talking. And I want to say, I want you people to do that to treat it like you're seeing your child do that in a classroom. How would you react?
Well, I don't know the way people are doing shit nowadays, bro. It ain't.
I'm just saying, how would you react if you saw your son or daughter standing up and screaming just so that somebody else couldn't make a point? And this is another thing that I hate. This is getting really political really quick. Well, is that like, why does it always have to be politics by team sports? Everything is always a deflection or an argument or an accusation to the other side. It's never, you know what, that point they make is actually pretty good. Let's try to meet in the middle.
When you turn on the TV,
yeah,
and as soon as you turn on any TV channel, any news channel, forget it. You see this guy that, this guy this. When you start saying that there's no gray area in politics, which is what's going on, you're either red or blue. And if you're not blue, I'm not for you. And if you're not red, then, you know.
To me, it's like they look at these one things people say and they like to key in on it. And this is, I think, a point I made to you the other day.
It's a lot of feelings, man. This is not facts.
The point I made out the other day is like, you don't have to disagree with everything that everyone says just because they agree with one point that you don't. I mean, that's like the lesser of two evils. I was saying, like, what if somebody read you a quote and said family is everything, and you're like, hell yeah, I agree with that. Family is everything. And then you found out the quote was from Adolf Hitler. Are you now going to be like, I'm going to go home and tell my family to go fuck themselves because Adolf said he thought family was everything and I can't stand that he said that. So I don't care about my family because my friends over here, they said X, Y, Z. Am I making a point here?
Well, the first thing I would think of is like contents. Like what was the context of this statement? Because like you could take that and spin that however you want.
That one step is the one thing that nobody does.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I also know that Adolf Hitler wouldn't have said that. It 100% would have been Dominic Toretto, and I still
Toretto. That's right.
Yeah.
Family.
Yeah, he still never got his quarter mile, did he?
No, but I mean that's the thing too. Like he said, like no one stops and just listens. Like they have to. It's my way or nothing. Like you can't give anything, and that's what sucks about things like abortion. I don't really like killing kids, but if something happens and someone was raped or I can understand that.
Me too.
That makes sense. But no, it's either you're extremist and it's yes or no.
Here's the interesting thing to that, to another counterpoint, because I think that's a great argument, because I don't think the people who are pro-abortion are also as radically pro-teaching safe sex or things to avoid that or contraceptives.
But that's a general statement either, though. You can't say that either, because just because someone is having an abortion doesn't mean they can't teach anybody about safe sex.
I don't disagree. And I'm not saying that is the deterrent. I'm not saying that at all.
I was going to say that he was probably going to make a point that I was going to make, which is that you kind of know how that happens.
Yeah.
Right. So, that's why you call from experience. You're like, hey, I didn't do it. I'm not saying it's a bad decision or I had a kid young or whatever. It's just like, hey, maybe you should chill. And like, you can still do this and just do it correctly.
I'm just saying.
Or safely, not correctly.
I'd like to see everybody argue these points as passionately as they do these hot button issues that the media wants us to get mad at. Like, if you're going to argue that, I get you. And I agree with the rape or the incest. No, we can't have that. No. I think that is a definite, especially the rape one, is one that I wholeheartedly agree with. Do I agree with it just being a form of contraceptive, which is probably like 1 or 2% of the population that does that? But no, I don't agree with that.
Okay.
See, I think the number's way higher than that. Because I know some people that have...
That's insane. And here's the other point I wanted to make while we're on this. I just got a vasectomy done last Friday.
That's ballsy of you.
Nice.
Yeah, I did. I could not get that procedure without consent from my wife. She had to sign a consent form saying
what?
that I could have that procedure. And if she didn't sign it, I wouldn't be able to get it.
See, to me, that's a little ridiculous.
It's hypocritical, isn't it?
Because they always do that my body, my choice shit, which is a lot of their big deals.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can't get a vasectomy if you don't want to. And it's actually, I had a
what in
my cousin. Well, one of my cousin's ex-boyfriends. He actually wanted to get one. He knew he didn't want kids at 20 years old, 21 years old.
Yeah.
He had to lie in order to get that procedure done because he knew he didn't want kids. Like, that's stupid to me. But a girl, they can just, oh, yeah. And the other thing on the other end of the abortion is, like, we don't get to say anything. I would be all for not terminating it, but you also have to, I feel, let some of these guys off the hook, too, on the financial aspects.
Well, no, I don't agree with that. I think if you... well, here's the thing. I get, and if the woman doesn't have that person to have that discussion with, like, you don't want Joe Blow from the bar having a say in whether or not you can handle that situation or not.
Let me just...
But at the same time, my wife shouldn't be able to tell me what I want to do.
You were a male and you had your parts before you met your wife, correct?
Yeah.
What the fuck happened?
She doesn't have to sign a consent if I want a neck tattoo.
Exactly. Yeah. What's the difference? It's still you, right? It's your body. You were born with it before you were on this marriage contract that people like to call.
And I don't want to say that.
I think marriage isn't that, but I'm just saying at this point, right? Why is she the determining? Like, so she says no. She says no, they won't do it. What happens?
So
what happens? I'm curious.
All of them, or just that one? And maybe it's a liability thing.
I have no idea.
Like someone maybe sued because her husband went and got one done, and they should have asked her first.
Why?
Or something.
Well, here's the other thing.
I mean, I understand why.
I don't know, because people don't like getting sued. This is America. You can sue anybody for anything.
Let me just rephrase. Not why, because you should have. This is a big life step. You guys, you didn't just go, you know what, I'm going to do this morning. Woke up and did it. You talked about it.
Yeah.
So she knew. But again, if that's what you want to do as a person, how come she has to say yes? And what happens if she says no?
And the only instance that I'm even arguing this is we just had a baby. And I love her. Let's say it was in my plans. It wasn't really in hers. Whatever way we got lazy, the baby winds up coming. She doesn't have to tell me anything. And I want that baby. I want her. I would, even if she was like, I don't want to be with you if we have this baby, I'd be like, that's fine. I'll take the baby. I'm just putting hypotheticals out there, but I don't get that choice. Yeah, and I don't think women shouldn't have the rights to govern their own bodies. Do it. And like the rape and incest thing, I agree with that. If you are using it as a contraceptive, I don't agree, but I'm not going to sit here and say you can't do what you want to do. You got to live with your own choices.
See, and that's the thing is it's so high nowadays. It's like people don't understand what a condom is.
Yeah.
Like everyone wants to try to pull out. Yeah, that's not going to work there, pal.
Let me just say something. When like there's hashtags pull out game, you've already lost the war when it comes to this shit. Which is why, like, I want to even go, like, we were talking about the news earlier, whenever, it's like, all this social media shit, all this hashtags, the rap videos, the music videos, all the TV shows, the Bravo shows, all this stuff, all these hookup shows, the Love on Island, or whatever the hell that shit, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
that's all your it's just like Love Island, I think is what it's called.
You're promoting this crap to children, and we were talking about it.
Yeah.
When kids watch something, that's what happens. And so if you keep what do you want to call it? Sexualizing over.
For sure. Everything is made sexualized now. I've got a kid who cannot get past a mirror without spending 5 minutes talking about how he looks. I heard him from the age 10 to 11 say, I'm getting fat, and he's skinny as a rail. I almost about snatched him up. But it's like, then you look at the media that's being played right now, and you look at what's being made popular and who's being put center stage, and there's your answer.
But I mean, still to that, I don't care. Like to me, that's kind of a cop out, because even this back then, I had city boy behavior. I used to do what I used to do. I used to wrap that thing up though. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I don't want to have kids. I'm 38 years old and I'm black. Do you know how hard or how fun? Like people like, oh my God, you don't have kids? No, I don't. 2 other brothers are in their 30s. None of us have kids. It can be done.
Yeah.
You don't want to have kids?
But that's the other thing too. That's the other thing too. for the black community, the most popular form of music is rap. And what kind of rap? It's not the rap that we grew up with.
Yeah.
Or it was talking about struggles or, overcoming adversity and things like that. And now it's become glorified to you want the drugs, you want the chains, you want the cars, you want the hose. And,
that sounds like a lot of fun. I'm not going to lie.
It sounds like fun. But is that the media
old.
you
That
should
has
be
to get
feeding to your kids?
It's not, but then
my God,
too,
exactly.
You become your environment.
You do, but at the same time, I feel it's a parent's responsibility. You know what I mean?
It is, for sure. 100%.
When I was a kid, I wasn't even allowed to watch like The Simpsons and shit at first. You know what I mean, man? Like, it's just different nowadays. They throw them a fucking
It's
iPad
different, man.
There you go.
You didn't have that iPad, right? That iPad that they have now, we didn't have.
Exactly.
You had to go on your living room computer.
Fuck a living room computer.
Sign
Bro, I was
into- sign
outside,
into
bro.
AOL.
Yeah. I was out playing football the whole time.
I was
Even at night,
outside.
even at night when it gets dark, you going on your computer in the middle of the dining room or wherever, because usually households when I was young only had one computer if you were lucky.
Yeah,
Now,
dial-up.
all they got to do is pick up anything that has technology.
Yeah.
They can surf the internet on their Switch
Yeah. No, actually, no, the internet can't get on the Switch.
or PlayStations and Xboxes. They
Yeah.
don't even need a computer. So
Fire.
these guys are getting fed this every single day from a young age because most kids grow up with a phone or an iPad in their hand. Most kids. It's the truth.
Well, I've made the conscious effort. We don't do that. I mean, like,
I was
You're
going
one
to
of the
say,
few-
and I was actually about
I-
to just give you props for that. Like, he's one of the few friends that I have. Actually, I should take that back. A lot of my friends that I have, their kids don't have iPads and stuff in their hands. One of my friends, he's a baseball coach. Those kids play baseball almost every goddamn day.
well, for me,
And
it's
his
like
kids are reading.
I tell them, I tell my kids, if you want to be able to play the Switch, the Xbox, get on the computer, your room needs to be clean, your animals need to be taken care of, your homework needs to be done, and your grades need to be good.
It's also that whatever you call it, that microcosm of like kids having technology is also like a situational thing because like if you have time to sit at home and do a parent like you do, which you do a phenomenal job, like you can do that. But if you're working, if two parents are working and in this economy and the way things are going, it's very difficult to do that. Sometimes
that's what I do now. That's what I do now. My wife works full time. I work full time.
Mm-hmm.
It's about setting that example and setting the precedence and sticking to the expectations you set. Now, I know some kids that are on the iPad all the time. They're wonderful, great kids. I'm not trying to judge anybody's parenting. I know this shit is hard out here. If you're not a parent, you might not understand. But, being here and being part of that group, it's easy to look at it from the outside, but try living your life while you're trying to raise another life. Sometimes it's not as easy. I'm blessed because I've had both. I've had raising a kid by myself, and I've had raising a kid with a partner. None of them are easy. You just need to be able to stick to your guns and your expectations. But I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this. I just know that I set that precedent for them and I stick to it.
It's situational though.
It is, but it isn't.
Because if
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think it is. Like, man,
it's situational.
I don't give a if I could grow up today the same way I did now. We could have all the shit we had. I guarantee my ass wouldn't be watching fucking TV and whatever. My mom would take the goddamn Wi-Fi with her. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna do this, this, and this. Like he said. Period.
Man,
That's
your
it.
friend, your rich friend can have a phone. You go out and play out in the park. You guys are sitting under a
Nigga,
tree.
where?
on
I
your
need
phone.
a rich friend.
You
Where he
understand
at?
what
Where
I'm
are they?
saying. A kid with a phone. Any kid with a phone
Shit.
or an iPad or a tablet, anything.
You're also talking about a scenario where now it's
I'm just
okay
saying
to
it's
let
everywhere.
your kids go out and go to the park outside without you.
Wow.
In this world,
and
you
this
wanna-
is
No, you
fucking
can't
shit
do that.
reality.
I want you to pull up the map and look at
No.
sexual predators wherever you live, where you're living right now. I want you to get on the computer and look up how many registered sex offenders live around you. And you want to tell me I'm going to let my kids walk a mile down to the park? No way. I'm not letting them walk where I can't see them.
And I understand that, and I could never imagine that in a real scenario living that. Although I kind of can, but not as good as a parent because that's yours, right? But like, isn't that the shitty part of this reality? When we were kids, like you were talking about, we were always outside, always playing outside,
bro.
always running around. You can't do that anymore.
Like,
No.
it's crazy. When I was a kid, I used to have a Super
that was the
Nintendo
other-
and a
that was-
Sega.
Which is why they're always on the technology.
And I used to have all that shit, but I hated being in the house. Like, if I got in trouble, I got grounded from going outside.
And
I can still play still play Sega, still play Super Nintendo. Only man, fuck this. Can I please go outside? I would do
Yeah.
whatever you want me to do to let me outside.
yeah. But to Nello's point, you're absolutely right, because now that's been made such a big deal and it scares parents, and the media jumps right on that. Now they're going to say, don't worry, we've got 87 episodes of fucking Peppa Pig on Netflix or whatever the hell it is, and they're happy to do that.
There's 400 Simpsons, isn't there?
But that's
thousands of Simpsons episodes, bro.
It's just bad, man. I mean, like, I look at some of this stuff and I know there's a lot of SpongeBob lovers out there, but you can't tell me SpongeBob isn't an idiot. you can't tell me he's not done up and animated to be a moron.
Yeah.
It's slapstick, stupid comedy.
But it wasn't the first time.
But that's what everybody's watching. And so now we wonder why people do so much stupid shit on the internet. Look who their hero was.
Johnny Knoxville?
Yeah. And SpongeBob.
Did we have it any better with Johnny Knoxville and the Jackass crew?
We had South Park.
Yeah.
But nobody was out there getting an anal probe or killing their best friend every week.
Fair.
We had a little common sense insanity.
I don't know, man. It's just I had gargoyles and you know,
Batman the animated series.
Batman the animated series.
X-Men.
I had
X-Men.
Ghostbusters. I had X-Men and
Iron
Teenage
Man,
Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Spider-Man, TMT.
Yeah.
But now it's like that's not what's out there.
No.
And that's, I'm not saying that all the kids need to have this hard, rigorous, but just watch what your kids are watching.
Yeah.
See if you agree with that.
But then that's the sword. Okay, so that's the double-edged sword. So you can't go outside because the scary men will get you. Because
You can't go
it's a sick
outside.
world.
You
Hold
just have
on,
to
hold
go
on.
to the parent.
So you're saying he can't go down. Well, we used to play without parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like if a parent's working or has work to do at home, even if you're working at home, you could have been like, yo, go play outside.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that now.
No.
Go in the backyard. Do something.
Now, if they live in the situation, because I grew up across the street from a park, so I could walk out, cross one street, and I was at the park. Anybody who walks out my front door can physically see me.
So it's situational.
Yeah.
Yeah. In some instances, yeah.
What are you going to do? Is the kid supposed to sit there, not watch TV, not go on the internet?
Not go on the internet. What the fuck they need the internet for?
You know what I mean? No video games, no internet connect. What do you do?
can play
you have to do
video
something.
games,
So they're
but-
always exposed to something.
I also said, too, if I have a child, we're going to be outside, bro. I'm bringing it back.
Yeah.
Getting BMX bikes, and we're doing hood rat shit every Saturday and Sunday till the lights come on.
I
Yeah.
love that. That's awesome.
Gonna be gun-
That's a lot
good
of it's a lot
times.
of effort. It's a lot of time. Kudos to all the parents out there, man. And no matter how you're doing it, if your kid is healthy and they got clothes on their back and a roof over their head, you're doing a fucking good
doing
job.
good.
You're doing good.
My old man says that 40 or 50 years of a restaurant service is nothing. The hardest job you'll ever have is being a parent.
He's right.
There's no,
He's right.
and I'm not a parent, but I can see it. I'm like, I can fucking see that.
Yeah.
I got you.
It's honestly one of the things that's kept me from doing it for so long. I'm like, bro, it's out here. It's hard out here just being an adult.
Yeah.
Now I got to be an adult and take out care of a person that's going to grow up to be an adult, man. Shit.
But you never know what scenario you're going to run into as a parent, because we talked about this like a month ago now. Somebody just called in a threat about a shooter at the middle school, my son's middle school, and I get a text from him because that's the only time he's allowed to have the phone is if he's communicating with me, and I get this text message because his little mind doesn't know how to interpret what's happening, but they're telling the students. So he texts me, "There's a shooter at school. I'm worried." And so that's something you never
Holy
ever
shit.
think you're going to experience or hear as an adult. And as a male, as dad, you instantly think to yourself, well, I'm going to go die. I'm going to go find whoever this is and either save my kids or die trying. It's something you never expect, ever. It doesn't matter.
Marcello had the same thing. They were in lockdown too for something.
Right. And it is the scariest thing of all time.
Yeah.
And
But he
it's
doesn't
so
have a
weird,
phone,
too.
So we didn't even know
You know
what
what's
was
crazy,
going
too?
on.
The fact that we grew up at a time now where kids need bulletproof backpacks, like that's the crazy thing to me.
We grew up in a time like that too. Not as bad as now, because that guy, you see that guy in St. Louis, 600 rounds?
No.
I don't think it's the same thing, man. I mean, when it was us, like, you might have had a friend who brought a gun to school or whatever.
I had
like
a lot of
MacGyver
friends that brought a
style,
lot of stupid shit to school.
or a knife to school and just to be cool to show off, but nobody was running around trying to
That's
kill
situational,
everybody. You know what I mean? Like, also too, I think the bullying was different back then too.
It was.
You know, what I
You
mean,
could be a bigger asshole and not have to.
Well, no, it
Well,
also
you
wasn't.
also square up and
well, that was
handle
it.
that shit.
That
People
was
don't
it.
do that though.
But that's where
Most
you
bullies don't want to.
can step in and do something. That I'm not saying that's the way that it should be handled, but if two kids were fighting, okay, there's a problem. I know it. I'm going to step in. We're going to stop it. We're going to talk to that kid's parent, talk to this kid's parent. Nowadays, back to the technology, they're talking about them on Facebook. They're messaging them. They're making memes about them. They're sending that to them, and that may not be
24 hours.
Oh, bro, that
It's
you didn't hear the
24
story
hours
about
for
the
a kid
girl
now.
in Eastlake just a few weeks ago, I guess, killed herself because of the cyberbullying.
And that's the thing too now, man. Is like, golly, what the hell do my kids need the internet for? No way.
You were talking about
And it's
your son. Like,
Absolutely terrible, bro.
Yeah.
It was over the dumbest situation.
And see those kids, they just sit there and take it. And bullying back then had to be physical because there was no way, or you heard it from somebody else and go, I don't really care what that guy said.
you look the guy in the face when you
Right.
talk shit. Now
But-
you don't have to.
But now, and that's what I was saying, is like now you don't know until these kids are ready to explode. They've been dealing with it and they get home and they see that their parents are stressed and they're like, I'm not going to bother them with it. Or they're going to look at it, I don't care. But then it's a month. Then it's 2 months. Then they're finally been sitting there stewing over it for so long that they're eventually like, fuck those motherfuckers. And they're going to go and do the wrong thing the first time.
Yeah. I mean, this particular girl, she got bullied and she killed herself because she was on the hockey team, I guess. So there's a girl on her hockey team who dated a guy a couple of years ago. And when me and you were in high school, we're not asking the girl for permission or our buddy for permission. If the girl's like, hey, what's up? You're like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
She actually went to the girl and asked, like, would you mind if I started to talk to him?
Mm-hmm.
She said no. So she go, okay. Then after that, this girl goes on a campaign of why she's a scumbag and this and that. Like when she's done with her, she wants her to have 0 friends. Then the girl goes home and kills herself. Absolutely ridiculous.
I mean, there's cases of like kids being on social media to the point where they get even like bulimia, like what is the one that doesn't eat at
Anorexia.
all? Anorexia, all that. Like it's 24 hours. That's what I'm saying. It's 24-hour exposure. And some parents allow children to have social media networks. Hell, they even do it on their message boards at school.
yeah, I mean, I don't have
They're doing it on school message boards.
I have social media, but I really don't use it. It's
And I'll
just
take it even one up. What about all this revenge porn stuff? Like you do something with your partner.
Well, I thought we were talking about kids here.
No.
I got
No.
weird
Hold
real
on.
quick,
Jesus.
bro.
No. We were talking about kids, right?
Hey,
But we're talking about bullying.
See if Noah's on there.
Yeah.
We were talking about bullying, right?
Yeah, no, I get you.
To the point where like that girl killed herself. There are women killing themselves now because the ex-girlfriend gets the guy's phone and is like, oh, look at this whore. Look, you know what I'm saying? It's not just about kids,
But
is what
see,
I'm saying. It's even adults.
If you're an adult, though, you gotta have the mind capacity and the 2022 to know that anything that you put out on the internet or have
Anything you put on your phone, anything
is
that's
hackable,
digital.
and then once it gets to the internet, it's gone.
It's not even
So-
hackable. It's just the other guy being an asshole posting it.
But no, it's not even being an asshole.
He's going to the
Because look here,
before
my
that.
wife is out there. Hey, let's do something crazy. No, you know why? Because I don't want it out anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Aw, man, too bad. All right, and I respect that.
Yeah.
That's
So it's not
that simple.
about
Just
kids
say
with the
no.
internet. It's even adults.
That's what I'm saying. Even as an
And it
adult,
even goes
say
back to the
no.
politics stuff, which we let's double back to that. The internet. When we were kids, our parents weren't 24/7 looking up political articles. Now it's
Shoved down your
24/7.
throat.
Click. Dude, you can't. Trump can't even take a dump anymore without CNN saying Trump just took a dump.
It's that, but like Joe Biden's gotten it really bad, and I think he deserves it because he's fucking aimless, and I don't trust him as somebody who's going to represent me.
No.
It's a cruelty. I was listening to some of this. It's cruelty that they put a 77-year-old man
Yeah.
to be president of the United
They
States.
didn't put a 77-year-old. That 77-year-old ran.
Okay.
So that was his choice.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff to that. I mean, there were so many things around that election.
There
that
wasn't
have come out.
there couldn't have been another Democratic candidate, anybody who was better than Joe,
I'll double back on that. There
who
couldn't
wasn't
have
an
been
establishment politician.
There couldn't have been another better candidate that's not Donald Trump. I was like, this is what we have to choose
Thank you.
from.
Thank
You both
you.
suck.
Thank you.
Like, I look at people like Tulsi Gabbard, and I'm like, yeah, I like this one.
But even now,
bro,
I was talking with another
Talk
friend of
about
mine.
my orange man like that. He's gonna make America great again.
I'm just saying, if
2024.
although Tulsi just jumped from Democrat to Republican, but I still, when she was a Democrat, I was like, I would vote for this woman right now.
And I know, okay, here we go, tinfoil. You went there, and I'm going to go there. I was talking to another friend of mine, and if you look at people that she's like associated with,
Who? Tulsi?
like the Soroses and the Rothschilds Juniors and stuff like that. It just makes you wonder.
I don't know who those individuals are that you just said.
The Sorosos and all those stuff.
Yeah, I don't know any of them.
The people that run the world.
Oh, okay.
I just told you it's tinfoil. I told you it's a little tinfoil for you.
It's more tinfoil than I had in this room.
But I'm just saying. So it makes you wonder what happened within 10 years of her going, Democrats are now crazy, when she ran on the same principles to go Republican, which is okay.
Because
I think you can change your mind, which is the problem with politics is that.
Well, the reason
are super extreme.
Yeah, everything has got to be one extreme or the next, and the people who bark the loudest are typically the crazy ones, and so that's how everybody in that party is perceived by their wackadoodle fucking representatives on both sides of the political aisle.
And then one of those things like you present facts, and their feelings matter more than a fact does.
Yeah.
And that's
and their virtue signaling means more to them than anything.
And I don't
hold on. Hey, let's take a quick break. All right, we're gonna be right back.
John wants to buy the Pac-12. Oh, I did it again.
You just know you don't never shut up. So
speaking of the Pac-12, you was in the Pac-12 in Seattle.
Yeah. Okay.
That's not the Pac-12.
And no, it's not the Pac-12. But so my question came from me listening to a short earlier today. If you could hang out with a celebrity, for the day. A dude, who would it be?
Or a female, or is it just a dude?
It's got to be a dude, because we know that Sandra Bullock's getting to work. That's
the girl you would choose out of all of them?
If you say one negative thing about Sandra Bullock, I will stand up out of my chair. I'm just saying,
she's a lovely woman, great actress, but sometimes maybe there could be something that might look a little bit more, something better. But I guess beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
Let's go. What were you going to ask? Who you could hang out with? I'm going to have you start that.
If it's me, my favorite celebrity, I think, as a person, I would fuck with Marshawn Lynch, bro. I'd hang out with Marshawn Lynch for the day. Probably the coolest person to hang out with for a day.
Could I hang out with a team?
Nah, man.
Pick one.
Can I hang out with two sports people?
He said pick one. How hard are the rules for you?
I mean, there
was literally one rule.
I want to hang out with Big Dick Nick because he won a Super Bowl in Philadelphia, and I would want to hang out.
So that's your answer. Congratulations.
But I also want to hang out with Chris Long Jr. I heard it's pretty cool. The underdog guy, the guy who made the mask. The underdogs.
Okay,
that'd be cool.
Oh, it sounds way cool.
Oh, who would you choose there, Mister? I'm going to show you.
Who would I like to hang out with? Well, he's dead. I would have hung out with Robin Williams. That would have been fun. Yeah. But if I had to choose to hang out with anybody for a day, just to look at the vibe and what I think they would probably want to do and what I would want to do would probably match up really, really well, is Guy Fieri.
Oh, nice.
I'd hang out with Guy, boy. Let's go.
Flavor Town.
He likes to rock and roll. He likes to eat good food. He likes to have a good time.
It's past my bedtime. I gotta go.
I can see it.
Yeah. He's the sourpuss over here.
I ain't gonna lie. I'd probably hang out with Gordon Ramsay too. He seems like a cool dude.
He does. I think he'd be too high energy for me. Gordon, hey, sit down, man. I've got to prep the bacon.
No, but you know what? I get it and I understand. But you have to be that way to be the best. If you're not that way in that industry, you don't.
So I want to talk about your hatred for Guy Fieri. Can you explain that to me?
No, I don't hate anybody.
By the way,
I was going to ask him about his hatred of LeBron James too.
Fuck LeBron James.
By the way,
why the hostility, bro?
My son is going to be Guy Fieri for Halloween.
That's dope.
It's going to be so good. He wants to walk up and be like, yo, what's up? I'm Guy Fieri. We're rolling out. Where I hear this place has the bomb full-size Snickers bars.
Nice. Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's dope.
And then when he goes up, if it's not, he'll be like, I don't like this. Why don't you like Guy? I don't get it. I don't understand why you don't like Guy.
Came out of the mud, man.
Yeah.
I didn't say I didn't like Guy. I don't know what you're talking about.
You have said to me several times you don't like Guy Fieri.
I don't.
Every time
he's ever been recorded, I have no.
Every time he's on my TV, he's like, this motherfucker. Why don't you like Guy?
I never said I didn't like Guy.
Okay. He doesn't want it on the.
All right, so
Mr. Boy, look at this.
What about Mr. LeBron? Why don't you like LeBron James?
Because it's a bias. It's not.
It's your bias.
Exactly, and I don't want it. Like that doesn't need to be out there. It's okay.
Why do you hate him? What did he do?
It's just because he didn't do anything.
You show me on the doll where LeBron touched you.
Yeah, I fucking hate LeBron James with a passion, and he is nowhere as good as Michael Jordan.
That's what I'm saying.
He couldn't lick Michael Jordan's bootstraps.
Whoa!
Just on a basketball.
Listen, and you still can't even tell us why you don't like him.
You don't like him.
Who?
LeBron? Yeah.
I can't. I don't want to talk about that. Oh, God damn it.
I love how you want to talk about everything with a tinfoil hat. You want to talk about every subject under the sun. But when it's why you need to man up and tell us why you hate somebody, I've talked on my podcast all the time why I don't like The Rock, haven't I?
Yep.
Because it doesn't make sense. That's why. Because it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
No, it doesn't.
And I'll have the sports argument part of this. I won't even make it personal. He cannot lick Michael Jordan's bootstraps. He can't. He couldn't win a title. He lost to the Dallas Mavericks. He lost to the Spurs. And you know what?
Man,
you know what finalized it? Do you know what finalized it? Do you know what finalized it? 2 bad fucking games. And he's like, I ain't playing next year. I'm retired. I'm letting you dead right now. Get the fuck out of here.
It's probably because he waxed the 76ers.
He didn't wax.
Here's my question.
He didn't wax shit.
Why do you care?
Because Michael Jordan, everybody knew he was an asshole off the court, but was on the court and was part of the team. Even when he was with the Wizards, he didn't pull this shit.
We're not talking about Michael Jordan.
No, we're not talking about
LeBron.
I just told you from the sport aspect. I don't like it.
And it's funny because as a huge fan of Michael Jordan as a kid, and it's one of those things where they say you should never meet your heroes. I've had people that have personally hung out with him, met him, and be glad as a kid that you, or even as a person, that you haven't met Michael Jordan. He's a dick. But
I just said he is.
I would probably much rather hang out with LeBron James.
No.
And LeBron James seems to do a lot more for his community than Michael Jordan ever has. So
here's my thing. I would love all of these.
I just went sports. I want to talk sports on that one. I don't want to talk about anything else. I don't want to go there.
Hold on. Because the reason this gets brought up is because earlier in the chat, you dropped some bullshit about him cheating on his wife.
Because he's always been a guy. Okay, he's always been a guy's like, I didn't cheat. I don't do any of that. Even when Mello went down with his bullshit, he was like, oh, look at me. I don't get caught. I do nothing. I'm squeaky clean. You're not squeaky clean.
May I interject?
You're just smart. You have a good legal team. People that have been following you since you were 18.
Hold on. So if there's no evidence,
here's the problem.
That doesn't mean you didn't commit the crime.
Here's the problem. You have a baseless accusation. You have somebody who is a podcaster that's not affiliated with him saying something that very possibly could be true, but you have zero evidence. You have as much evidence as if I said it right now. Just because that person has a platform, doesn't have them any validity to their comments.
Exactly. She's a thought that needs clout. Like, she didn't have any receipts. If she would have pulled up some receipts, I would have been like, God damn.
Exactly.
How do you pull a receipt from an NDA? The whole point is to not talk about it.
How do you? Yeah, LeBron James just shows up with NDAs in hand. Like, come on, bro.
Okay, Deshaun Watson went and got massages at a hotel and passed it.
I'm so glad
I'll go there. There's no proof that he actually pulled this shit. I agree. But even LaShawn McCoy was throwing parties with NDAs and stuff like that.
Here's the thing.
How is he going to afford NDAs? He can even tip.
Well, LaShawn McCoy made money, though.
Fuck LaShawn McCoy.
Sorry.
So, with the NDAs and them having this big thing about Deshaun Watson and not having too much evidence to support that because of his NDAs, you don't think somebody would go after LeBron, who's got more money, more clout, more of the estate? These ladies aren't coming out of the woodwork saying, I didn't want to do it, but he made me do it. No, dude, because where there's smoke, there's fire. So you look at Deshaun, there's all these people that come up and they bring things out and they say, hey, this is what happened. Here's the conversation. Here's what he said. And you go, oh, shit, there's smoke, there's fire. But with LeBron, it's a podcaster goes, oh, he cheats on his wife with NDAs. And that right there is all the evidence to support her argument. And there's nothing else. So I get what you're saying. You don't like him from a sports thing, but I don't understand because he's paid a contract from that business. And I want these standards applied to everybody. I want to get bad service at Dunkin' and then go on Twitter and be like, I want Tammy to be fired because she didn't have my coffee to me on time. And I feel that because she plays for my Dunkin', that she should be making my latte right every time. Fire her. And look at a microscope that all these people are put under. You're bred to hate them. And that standard is only true to super celebrities because if it was us normal assholes, holy God, could you imagine?
Yeah.
If somebody came back from my past and goes, hey, Jack beat the shit out of me when he was working security back at this place, I think he should be fired right now from his podcast.
He probably deserved it. Fuck out of here.
It's the same thing. So,
yeah.
It's just a weird double standard.
I wanted to know why you hated him. I'm like, bro, like it.
He's researching New York Post. I don't remember. Okay, I don't like the fact that
LeBron has never stood up for China when that whole bullshit with the NBA was happening. That whole bullshit with the NBA, he never once said, "No, China, you're wrong." Anything. He doesn't take a political part. And what has he said about Brittany Griner?
I don't know. I haven't paid attention. I don't pay attention.
We should be doing something to go get her out of Russia.
Listen,
he won't stand up to China.
He is
when they're killing Uyghur Muslims,
and I don't look up to him.
Yeah. I mean, not killing. They're literally putting them in camps or prisons, whatever they want to call them.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's
he
cool.
He can't say, oh, China's committing crimes.
The last time LeBron had an opinion, he was told to shut up and dribble.
Yeah.
So, why would he give a good opinion?
So, how do you feel about John Cena?
Same. And fucking apologizing in Chinese. And that probably murdered it.
What the fuck are you doing?
This is racist right here.
Yeah, that's what that was.
Oh, shit. I just did that on the microphone. Well, there you go.
You did.
What I'm trying to say is, I don't care. Why are you apologizing in their language? I don't understand. You can't talk your language and just it get translated. They don't talk their language when they apologize to us.
Because that's also showing that he's probably sincere. He took the time to learn how to say he was sorry in their native language.
Or he was smart and he knew how to make money.
Same difference. You say tomato, I say tomato.
John Cena, make your bread.
I'm just saying that, why does it matter? Why does it matter? Because I haven't seen everybody at this table be openly outspoken against China. We've been relatively quiet against China.
I don't like China. Oh, they're the real problem.
But seriously, Russia. Why do we hold these people to the same standard? Why do we give a shit what they think?
Because they should use their platforms
Why?
For simps.
Why should they use their platform? They're getting paid a contract from a corporation to do a job. They're doing that job.
Yeah, Michael Jordan never says shit. You know why? Because people buy shoes.
I know.
I'm just saying that it's a double standard that we attack a lot of these people with, and it doesn't make sense to me. I've been way back when I've been accused of it too. This is not something that I've always practiced, but I look at it now and I'm like, God, it doesn't make sense.
No,
because all these celebrities want to come out and say, "Oh, don't do this, don't do that, vote for this person." Why do I give a fuck what you think?
Yeah, because that's who we look up to. That's who our kids' idols are. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and that's that. I don't know.
It all falls on the parents.
Yeah,
yeah.
And instead of them being doctors and firefighters, they want to be Cardi B and Nicki Minaj.
Or streamers. They want a computer so they can stream. They want to
be Ninja.
But are they the dumb ones, or are we the ones that they're stupid for letting them listen to this stuff?
100%.
And still, even we sometimes, adults like this stuff.
It's on the parent. It's on the parent for sure. Whether you're the example or you're allowing it to happen, whether good things in life are happening or bad things are happening, it's your fault. That's being a parent.
I'd like to talk about one thing.
What is that one thing?
And I just so this Alex Jones stuff, right?
Nope, I don't know who Alex Jones is. The
lawsuit, I don't care about that. He got penalized $986 million for the Sandy Hook stuff.
Is he related to Tom?
He got,
Is he related to Tom Jones?
I have no idea, maybe.
It's not unusual.
Is it not unusual? Yeah. To be loved by anyone?
I'm not sure. But isn't that a lot of money? $986 million. He has to pay the families.
That is, yeah, he's got to
pay the families.
For what?
The Sandy Hook shit.
For what?
Where he went out and defamation of character or something like that.
He said basically that it was fake. It was
fake.
staged.
It was a hoax.
And that it was crisis actors and people that were acting. And him saying that it cost him $900 and something million.
$86 million. I think it was like $20 million. And that's not enough. They want more.
This nation is.
They want $2 trillion or something.
He doesn't have $2 trillion to give them.
He doesn't have $986 million either. I don't.
Well, here's the thing: is what happened to it being the land of free speech?
That's what I'm saying.
So are we putting a price on human life?
Right? Are we?
That's crazy, right?
Because you are in that situation, and some people have taken more, some people have taken less. In terms of what a death in the family or whatever would be happy, would be okay for them.
Yeah, see, to me that doesn't make sense. So I don't understand how that he has to pay $900 million.
Yeah, look at some of these message boards on Reddit or on the internet, and what people have said. And you're going to charge that guy something for saying something crazy?
Yeah, I mean, we have the freedom of speech. The only country
he kept doubling down
in the world.
It wasn't just once, and it was.
It doesn't matter.
And we talked about the platform. My argument isn't that he shouldn't have said that, but he did say that.
Why shouldn't he have said
I messed up. I'm sorry. I was wrong. But I still think it's a government. What do you say? I still think it's.
Why does he have to say that if he doesn't believe it?
Or some stuff like that.
Why does he? Yeah. Why does he say that if he doesn't believe it?
Because there could be proof where he was just riling people up.
And what if he is? And what if he is?
But I think he actually
what the
believed
freedom
it.
of speech is.
That's another thing is that
Which was his argument. Like, I believed it at that point. Now I don't believe it anymore.
Yeah, so if he sat across this table from me and told me this opinion, this story, that's on me to go, okay.
Yeah.
And just not believe him, or to go, no, you can't say that. You could say whatever the fuck you want. This is America.
And that's also true. That's kind of the way I feel about it. Like, it sucks that the families they have to
real.
Listen to
it's a loss that'll never. It's a loss that'll never be like money. I don't care how much money.
But at the same time,
how does that
people are always going to say something. People are always going to talk.
Who cares? Like, it's their opinion. If someone wants to speak ill of the dead, let them.
Right.
I mean,
they have to live with that, not me.
Alex Jones saying that it's just fake. What does it have to bother me when I know it's real because my son or my daughter's not there?
I don't think it. My argument is money's not going to make a difference. Why am I going to skin this cat to the point of no return?
That's kind of my other point.
It's like I'm not giving somebody a death penalty but like the same. It's like a monetary death penalty. He's going to be paying this shit off forever.
He shouldn't be. He shouldn't have to pay a goddamn dime.
They want more.
You shouldn't have to pay a dime.
My problem is we're putting a price on human life, and that's just very strange to me. To me, human life is priceless.
No, it's not, because these
they
parents
do that all
heard
the time.
and they, some attorney had to say, yeah, you got a case here, we can win because it's all about money, and that's crazy to me that is a thought. I'd be like, I don't even want to be a part of it, guys.
I actually want to see how this played out in court, because this is one of those things where I feel like a lot more feelings are being put into things versus this falls under the First Amendment. Have a nice day.
It's defamation. It sounds like a man's incorrect opinion.
Yeah, defamation is like them if they're running their personal names through the mud. They're not. He's just saying that this never happened.
He very well may, because I know his attitude and the way that he is.
I mean, we're putting it lightly. He did say some things, and like it's still happened, but he did say he apologized to them.
Yeah,
I was watching some of the trial.
But I know they're the same people. They also sued a gun company too after the fact, which is one of those things.
The lady made $50 million. How much money did she make from McDonald's because the coffee was too hot?
I don't know.
There's actually a story to that. It wasn't there that the coffee was too hot. There was something else that was going on with that.
It was like double or 3 times the boiling point.
There was no scald warning.
Yeah,
on
or something like that.
All
people
I'm saying
make money
is
on these loopholes all the time.
It's on people individually to have some mental fortitude when it comes to that, but there's just this predatory mindset when it comes to stuff like that. Yeah, that's why when anything happens, people get their phones out.
Yeah, and it's only on certain things like Sandy Hook. You sue the gun company, but the person that did it, what does the gun company have to do with this? They sold a product and walked. They didn't have
well, that's like saying you also need to sue the manufacturer of his car, the wheels that
exactly,
he had.
And that's kind of my point. But because of
you have to go after the gas station that he fueled his vehicle with to get there.
Well, at that point,
because of the political shit in this country, that's what I'm saying. And it's one of the topics is guns, so they go after.
You get to the argument like, is it the gun's fault the guy shot somebody, or was it because he was mentally unstable?
The gun is an inanimate object,
right? The gun didn't pick itself up and just walk up to the school.
Here's what I've always said is like, you want to outlaw that. I understand.
Is it the inhibitor?
And I'm actually okay with it. You want to ban guns? Fine.
Fuck that.
But here's it. Let me finish my story. Is that violence is going to find a way, no matter what the means is. So they're going to ride a bus full of gasoline and fertilizer in, and then what are we going to do? We're going to ban the van and the fertilizer and the gas,
which we did.
I'm just saying.
No, you didn't ban vans.
Fertilizer.
It doesn't matter. You can still find a way to be violent and hurt people the way you want to hurt them.
Yep.
So you're looking at the agenda. You're not looking at the problem, which is kids getting hurt. So you're looking at the tool, but like, you think Britain doesn't have any crime at all because they don't have guns?
No, they just stab people.
No, they actually have some of the most violent crimes per capita, even more than Chicago.
So, I mean, that's what I'm saying is like violence, no matter what it is, violence is going to find a way. If guns was to stop tomorrow, somebody says to me, Jack, tomorrow, if no more guns are manufactured, another child will never be killed in school again, and it's a guaranteed fact, I'd sign up right then. But that's not the case.
No, I mean, I know
what about
rights.
guns with limits?
No, like, but it's with or without, because you can't tell me there's not somebody out there. They're going to say, well, we've got a clip here that only allows you to shoot 3 rounds. There's 3D printers right now. All somebody has to do is go, I'll just make my own then.
Right, and shoot plastic bullets and still kill you.
Yeah, violence is going to find a way.
Yep.
So I'm going to ask you a question, and I wanted to ask you for a long time, but it's a very personal question. And we touched about it a little bit when you talked about your son texting you.
Yeah.
So you saw what happened in Texas, right? With those cops. Uvalde. You know,
I think I've seen a news story about it, but
right.
I don't know what happened.
The cops were literally waited 60 minutes outside of the classroom, just walking around on phones and shields.
Oh, when they were told not to go in.
Yes.
And the one parent.
What do you do then? Are you going in?
Yeah, I'm going in.
You're going in?
Yeah, I'm going in.
100%. I'm pulling up.
That's the natural reaction. I suck. The guy would probably get me, but if I can distract, and my point, I'm thinking
right. That's my point. My only thing that if I can buy those children, not just my child, any of those children in that school, if I can buy them another second with my life, I will. But that's me. Hey, and not to mention, I was going down there. I was real happy. I was a gun-owning citizen who can concealed carry. I was really happy that was a part of my life in that moment. Because if you think I would have hesitated for 1 second to kill that guy, oh, for sure.
Would you hold the PD hospital? And I'm sorry, I'm going down this road. So let's say something like, would you hold
them accountable
for the bullshit that happened in that classroom when they could have acted faster?
So black and white conversation.
I know,
do I
sucks.
blame the children or do I blame those cops for not going in? I don't know what happened with them. I don't know if they were told XYZ. I don't know what information they got. I wasn't there with them at that time. But if I found that they were told to go in and chose not to because they were scared and that's their line of duty, yes, I'm holding you accountable.
They were looking for the keys.
Keys for what?
Yeah.
They opened the door.
How do they serve warrants? Knock that bitch off the hinges.
That whole department has been dissolved. That Uvalde Police Department.
I don't doubt it because then I'm blaming that entire police, them being dissolved. Good, because why aren't you trained for this situation? You're waiting for a key from a staff member that you're there to protect.
I don't even think that was it. I want to say they had different procedures, and if I'm not mistaken, it wasn't even the police that actually did it. It was actually a border patrolman at one point was like, "Just bro, fuck this, let's go."
It's like some sort of border patrol with their daughter in the school or something like that. It was something along those lines.
Full send, and he just went.
And that's the difference. Is their kids weren't in there, and they were probably scared, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Because I can tell you right now, if that was me and I pulled up to a school and they're like, "Hey, there's a guy in there who's." Where'd Ryan go?
Yeah.
Bitch, I'm already in the door.
Some woman got kids out. Not in that classroom, obviously, but just opened the door.
Yeah, she went to jail for it.
And
which
they
is
tackled
ridiculous.
her. They tackled that woman.
Ridiculous.
It's crazy.
She got some kids out. She got them safe, and they arrested her for doing it. And I wholeheartedly disagree.
So then, these Alex Jones types.
Well, she went to jail, then got out immediately.
I don't care. I shouldn't even be put in jail.
Yeah.
For releasing kids.
I think the Texas governor immediately pardoned it.
It was they just get rid of that. But still, just the thought of putting her in jail is crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, to me, nah, you can pardon me, but pardon me, we about to have a lawsuit on our hands because that's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Another guy who was using social media to say what he was going to do. Because he posted stupid shit too.
Well, that goes further that goes to you as a citizen. If you saw that and didn't report it, then what responsibility do you have? There's a lot of steps that get missed before we go. It's your fault. You're missing steps A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all the way get to fucking Y and then say, well, X, Y, Z. And they go, oh my God, I can't believe this.
One of these guys that did this crap texted some girl in Germany before he did it. And she didn't read the message. So she didn't react in time.
So what are we blaming her?
I don't know. I'm just asking you. Do you blame her?
No, she's not even involved.
But she was told through the internet. She could have gotten to some local authority on
Listen,
some
if
aspect.
you ever in your life texted my mother, you would understand that not everybody is hung on their phone.
Yeah.
Some people, no, I'm not going to blame that person.
Bro, this is the point of the time back when I used to get home from work. I literally just take my phone, throw it on my bed, and just walk away.
Yeah.
Like, I never really used my phone like that. I actually play more games on my phone than anything.
Yeah.
What game are you playing now? Anything good?
Marvel Contest of Champions. I'm playing this stupid ass game.
I had that for a while. It got repetitive for me.
I'm just trying to get everybody. I want my 6-star Hulk, goddammit.
Yeah, I know how you feel. He's really good.
How about my boys making the World Series?
I hope good job. Who are
Good
you playing
luck.
against?
Wait, we're playing against the. They just beat. Oh my God, are you kidding me? No. Oh, the Astros. They went 4-0 against the
Wait,
Yankees.
the Astros got back after
Yeah,
all the.
They didn't just get back. They crushed the Yankees in 4 games.
Wow.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. But you know what? The fighting Phils, baby.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Bryce
awesome.
Harper hitting the home run. Fuck me, that was crazy.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. And then a Super Bowl on top of that.
I don't care about that baseball in the slightest, but
I don't
I'm
know.
really happy. I got to tell you,
wanna go.
My middle son, his middle name is Cole.
Yeah, that's
Bro.
dope.
Yeah.
This guy, and I'm just noticing. like,
Yeah.
he has got on a Phillies jersey
Oh, bro, I'm filled
Yeah.
out.
over a Philadelphia Flyers shirt with a Philly Eagles hat.
From Philly of the championship parade.
This man ain't wrapping it up. That's crazy.
What's the WNBA team?
We don't have one,
Oh,
but we have an NBA team, and I brought the ring too.
what's their?
I thought we were doing a sports podcast, and I was
76ers.
hyped. I was hyped.
What's their? Oh, the 76ers. He's wearing a 76ers tutu.
Yeah.
Underwear?
Yeah, I wouldn't even claim the 76ers, bro. They're pretty
Don't you
cheap.
shut your mouth. Okay, Doc's gonna get it together. Little rough beginning at 0-4 or 5. First time in a long time.
What's the Eagles' record?
6-0, baby.
6-0. That's impressive.
Hey, do you know who's undefeated after this weekend?
Just you guys.
Muchas gracias,
Yeah,
baby.
for sure. Hey, tell me, where were the Arizona Cardinals last year around week 8?
I believe they were 8-0.
What's that got to do with anything? We ain't the Cardinals. Stop
Did
bringing
they-
this bad juju shit.
Not
No,
just
no.
did,
Hey, do you remember the year that the Patriots were 18?
and oh,
No. Yeah, I remember that
or
year.
no, was it 17-0?
No, they're 18.
And then they went 17.
They lost
1.
to the Giants twice.
They're 18-1.
No, they lost only in the Super Bowl that year.
No, they beat them in the regular season too, didn't they?
Then it wouldn't have been the only game they lost on a perfect
Oh
season.
no, that's 2 Super Bowls, Noah.
Yeah.
2 Super Bowls, yeah. They're 18-1.
By the way,
That's all that
Eli
matters.
gave me some good money when they beat him, and I was one of the only crazy sons of bitches that said that defensive line is so good
Yeah.
they will beat the Patriots, and I was right. It was like plus
I
6,
can't
it
believe.
was like a plus 700 money line. I was like, yeah,
Well, I don't know betting, but that sounds like odds that I would just take anyway.
yeah.
I mean, like, 1,000-1. Yeah, okay, I'll take the 1
Yeah.
because if that
It
turns
was-
over,
it was,
baby.
It was more than 1, but it worked.
Yeah, I don't know. So it's been a good one. We're almost to an hour.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're gonna call it here, and we're gonna get it more of these coming out for you. It's episode 5.
I just want to let somebody know. Hey, by the way, when the Eagles do win the Super Bowl, I'm gonna buy you an AJ Brown jersey, and it's gonna have Super Bowl patch on it. That way, you'll know what it feels like to wear a Super Bowl.
You guys ever
winning
want to
jersey.
know what keyboard warriors sound like?
Woo!
That was it.
It's Nello.
That's him.